Hi, welcome to Miss Richardson's U.S. History 5-Minute Lectures. This information will be U.S. Notes 3.10, Plans Are Being Made. It includes information aligned with the second and the third sections on your Unit 3 study guide. Remember, you have control over this lecture, so pause if you need to, write down any questions you have, rewind and rewatch as often as you need, and make sure you're using that study guide to help you take your notes and figure out what's important. Let's go ahead and get started. So while American troops fought World War II abroad, the U.S. government discovered Hitler was working on a new type of weapon of unimagined power. Hitler had scientists working to create an atomic bomb. The U.S. feared what Germany could do with this massive weapon and wanted to create their own. This fear was solidified when Albert Einstein signed a letter to Franklin Roosevelt in 1939 urging him to begin research into nuclear weaponry. Einstein had actually emigrated from Germany and knew of many of the nuclear research programs happening there. Based on this recommendation, Franklin Roosevelt began and funded the Manhattan Project in the U.S. The Manhattan Project was the code name for the research project tasked with developing and testing the atomic bomb for the U.S. Contrary to popular belief, Albert Einstein was not a member of the Manhattan Project. Instead, the program was headed by a scientist by the name of J. Robert Oppenheimer. He's pictured here with Einstein. Dr. Oppenheimer and his team spent years researching and testing nuclear capabilities and ultimately created the world's first atomic bomb. The bomb did not impact the war in Europe, really at all. However, it did end up playing a major role in the end of war in the Pacific. The goal of Roosevelt with the atomic bomb was to stay ahead of Germany. He feared that if Germany developed this weapon and no one else had that kind of power, Germany could win the war, take over Europe, and destroy freedom. The decision to use the bomb, however, was not made by Roosevelt. After being elected to an unprecedented fourth term, yep, you heard me right, 4, Roosevelt passed away in 1945. His vice president, Harry Truman, became president and was tasked with ending World War II. So he's the one who had to make the decision. His decisions regarding this monumental undertaking still impact life today. And that's the end of Notes 3.10. Hopefully you learned something, and I'll see you in class with any questions you have.